Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color-coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color-coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color-coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. So for today's class, I'm going to be using this color palette. For paint color number 1, I'm using Deco Art Americana Snow White. For paint color number 2, it's a mix of the white paint and just the tiniest bit of Craft Smart Crisp Blue. So it's about 90% white and 10% blue. You just want the tiniest bit to get a nice light blue. For paint color 3, I'm using Deco Art Americana Tuscan Red. For paint color number 3, I'm using Craft Smart Citrus Green. For number 5, I'm using Craft Smart Green. And for paint color number 6, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface Radiant Gold. Okay, so now we're going to get started on our first ornament. We're going to start with the black one. We're going to use the white stick with paint color 2. And you should have a little mark on your ornament. That's the center, so you're just going to place this first dot right on top. Okay, next up, we're going to take the pink twirly. We're going to use the smaller end. With paint color 4. And to make sure our design is as symmetrical as possible, we're going to place one dot anywhere around. Then you're going to go right across from it. Place a dot there. Find the center of these two. Whoops. Place a dot there. And then another dot right across from that one.
The big end or the little end?
Little end. Once you have your 4 dots, we're going to go in again with the same size, pink twirly smaller end, and the same color, paint color 4, and we're going to go in between the dots. So you should end up with 8 dots all the way around. And then once you have those 8 dots, we're going to go in between once again So you should end up with 16 dots all the way around. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, smaller end, with paint color 3. And we're gonna place these dots above the in-between. So you don't want to put them above a dot like this, but kind of in between. Okay, moving on to the next step. We're gonna use the pink twirly, bigger end, with paint color 1. And we're gonna place these dots, again, above the little gaps. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color 5. And we're gonna place these dots above the in-between, but you're going to skip a gap, so you should end up with 8 of these.
What color are we using?
5. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color 6. We're gonna use the bigger end first. You're gonna place a dot above like this. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and do a small drag around.
Because it's smaller end.
Yes.
Andy had us set up to go to a rehab place down at Mansion. And so she said one night.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the black stick and the pink twirly. You're gonna take the black stick first with paint color 2. And we're going to put it right here in between those designs. And then with the smaller end of the pink twirly, we're going to drag the paint down. If you don't have room in between, yeah, you could just keep it a dot.
Just keep it a dot. Smaller pink, small edge. Which one? Black. Black with. Yeah, it's number 2. You between number 2? Yes. Dot is more.
Other fingers into the pink. So we're back to pink stuff. And that ends up somewhere where I don't have it. Black stick and then you paint pink small. Pink small drag. Small, right? One started that way.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick.
Which stick?
Pink stick with paint color 3. And we're going to put a dot right above our teardrops. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color 4. We're gonna use the bigger end first. You're going to place a dot above, like a snowman. Switch to the smaller end, and we're going to do the dots around. So don't count the dots, it doesn't matter how much are in there, just do as much as you can fit.
Okay. Number 3. So a big one on the top and then a small for the rest.
Yep.
Big one.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color 1. And we're gonna do the same thing we just did. Bigger end of the pink twirly for that first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end to do the small dots around.
You're on your own. I start getting my hands all too many ahead of time.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with paint color 5. And we're gonna do the dots again. So bigger end for the first dot, switch to the smaller end, and go around.
Is that the pink
Wha-
straight one?
The white stick?
The white twirly.
Thank you, sorry.
Oh, okay.
What stick?
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly. We're gonna use the smaller end with paint color 6. And we're gonna start here in between the first and the second dot. And you're going to drag down and around.
Is that the bigger end?
Smaller end.
Sorry, did I just cuss? I know. It's just so nice. You better just finish this up quickly because
Smearing that.
Yeah.
But your individual dots are now joined together.
Just a blend.
Yes, just the blend. Not the blend.
Honestly, I think I'm a better artist with art.
Don't look at my Christmas tree closely.
Well, this will be at the high end of that. Oh, yeah. You're taking a small one, number 6. You're gonna start. I'm not doing it like that. Yeah.
The dot and then pull it.
Okay, last step for this ornament, we're gonna take the pink twirly, the smaller end, with paint color 2. And we're gonna start here in between, and we're just gonna dot straight up.
What end?
Smaller end.
What color number again?
2.
I know several. My one in my brother and his wife outside of Shabu are kind of in that same spot. They've got 10 acres.